The Wizard of Oz has got to be one of the most timeless and recognizable movies in cinema history. It's inspired countless spin-offs and novels, including this movie, Wicked. This movie is based on the Broadway play Wicked, which shares the same name as this movie, and it tells the story of the Wicked Witch, who we will come to know as the main antagonist from the Wizard of Oz movie. Now, those of us that have never been to Broadway and never seen the play are being given a chance to experience this story for the first time. Which begs the question, is this trip to Oz worth taking? Let's discuss. Wicked Part 1, by the way, this is part 1 of a 2-part story. There is a second part coming. Stars Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jeff Goldblum, and Michelle Yeoh. As I said earlier, this is the story of the Wicked Witch and how she became to be known as the Wicked Witch, and Glinda, the woman who became known as the Good Witch. The performances and the music in this movie is quite remarkable. Not every song is equally as memorable, but every sequence definitely stands out and will stick with you. I want to start by giving credit to Cynthia Erivo, who does a fantastic job playing Elphaba. She's a character who basically embodies any one of us who've ever been the victim of bullying. Humans, after all, are quite cruel. We're not all like that, but there is more cruel people than there really should be in the world, and this movie is illustrating that, even though it takes place in a fairy tale world called Oz. Far too often in this world, people get criticized and bullied for the way they look, and that's exactly what's happening with Elphaba in this movie, because she's green, which it turns out even in Oz is very unique. And I think Cynthia really captures the various emotions one has when they are different. She tries to play strong, but you can tell that down beneath that strength, she is a woman that is struggling to fit in and just wants to be treated the same way as everybody else. Growing up as a gay kid, I definitely experienced a lot of the exact same emotions that Elphaba is going through in this movie. The anger, the resentment, the sadness. I had many days where I didn't even want to go to school because I was just afraid of what was going to be happening with that day. What were people going to say to me? It was just something that it haunted me, and it stuck with me probably for the rest of my life. And what's really crazy to think about is the fact that a lot of the times the people doing the bullying, for them, it's absolutely nothing. They will forget about it in a couple of years. They're not going to remember the pain and torment that they caused somebody, but the person who's been victimized and bullied, well, yeah, it sticks with you. So it is not hard at all to understand why Elphaba occasionally loses control of her powers and has outbursts, because she is someone who is holding on and just trying to keep herself contained when everyone around her is just treating her like actual trash. Sometimes you just want to shut people up so you can have a little bit of peace from being the butt of every single joke. It's just not fun. Ariana Grande plays Glinda, aka the Good Witch. And right from the very beginning of this film, you can see the difference between growing up with privilege and growing up with ridicule. Glinda is almost unaware how well she has things in life. She's confused by the idea of having to share a space with someone else. She's used to having everything handed to her, and she's used to being the star of every room that she walks into. In this movie, she's experiencing, possibly for the first time in her life, what it is like to not be the center of attention, because in this story, Elphaba is far more fascinating to the people in this school. I was quite impressed with her performance as well. Not only is she a great singer, of course, but she perfectly captures what it is like to be that popular prom queen that everybody really liked when they were in school, but now she's in a place where nobody's impressed by your crown. She may be normal looking and traditionally pretty, but that is not enough to stand out, and I think the fact that she does not stand out is what humbles her throughout this movie. There's so much love and attention that went into this film. The sets are beautiful, the costumes are gorgeous, and the music fills the cinema with songs that, even when they are not perfectly memorable, are still very impressive. Director Jon M, whose previous works include Crazy Rich Asians, has a clear love for this story and its characters, and wants you to not only love the music and the dances, but he wants you to also pay close attention to this movie's message. It's a powerful story. It's a very human story told in a very elaborate and creative way. It's about realizing that not everybody in this world is going to look the exact same. We are are all very diverse. This is a very big world. There's going to be so many different types of people out there. And this movie is showing you that. And it's also showing you that no matter what you think you know about somebody, there's probably something going on with them that you just might not know about. Some people are hiding their pain and their anguish a lot better than others. You'll notice when this movie starts out that it says part 1, and that is because there is a part 2. This story is so big and so encompassing that it had to be split up into 2 stories. But luckily, the second part of this story is coming out next November 2025. So we're not going to have to wait extremely long to get closure. And that's great because I do need some closure. I didn't see the Broadway play. So if you did, or if you've read the novel, please don't put spoilers in the videos. Not all of us want to have things spoiled for us. Some of us have patience and can just wait. And I'm included in that. If you're a fan of the Broadway play Wicked, or if you're a fan of The Wizard of Oz, I think you will enjoy this movie. It offers some very crucial backstory to these 2 famous characters and just really tells a powerful message that I think is going to resonate with people. The music is amazing. The acting is amazing. Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo. I hope I said your name right, Cynthia. I apologize if I didn't, but you all did fantastic. This movie is such a labor of love. It's very impressive. I do think that this movie could have been trimmed down just a little bit. There was points where I started to feel like it was taking a bit longer than it should have. I know long movies help to flesh out the characters a bit better, but that's just my criticism. I think that it could have been a little bit shorter. But overall, I think this movie is a 9 out of 10. That's my thoughts on this movie. What did you guys think of it? Please put your thoughts on it in the comments and let me know. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you like this video? If you did, then go ahead and hit that little thumb button. That's the way you let me know that you liked it. And if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.